What's going on, guys? I'm going to be breaking down UFC 299 today. Quick little recap from last weekend's card. Yeah, we end our 5-card winning streak. Ended up going down a little under 3 units. Forced a few spots, just not really happy with the results there. We did hit pretty big on Loic Radzhabov. Ended up with 1.5 units on him by the fight. And then I also played round 1, round 2. I did play the knockout prop at plus 470 as well. Then, so like I said, I won $1,400 on the Loic fight. And then we immediately throw it all away on the Basharat read, regardless of getting CLV. Like minus 400 Basharat was a bad bet. Cashed 2-unit Mokayev and Umar parlay, gave back another unit betting the unders there. Honestly, like it cashed, but not not the greatest bet in the world. And then finally, Shamil Gaziev, bad read there. I overrated his wrestling from the regional tape. So yeah, overall, guys, like I said, not very happy with the results there. But that's how it goes. Can't win every card, but pretty confident in my reads this week. We've done about like 25 hours of tape so far and total research. So we're happy to go, and we're going to get back on track this week. So I'll just quick run through. I'm not going to do a full card breakdown today. I'll just run through some of my bets here early for the prelim. So I got Michelle Pereira moneyline at minus 140, playing that for a half unit. I am eyeing Caitlin Chookagian at plus 170. Haven't gotten there yet. I think more money is going to come in on Macy Barber. But I like Chook here. I know she's getting older. But overall, Macy Barber's game, like, she's so reliant on physicality and just out like gritting her opponents, but her wrestling's not great and her striking's not great. And I think Chook has some advantages even in the clinch. I don't know. I think she can just definitely veteran savvy Macy Barber here. Outside of Macy being just younger and more powerful, I think Chook's a much better fighter. So leaning Chook moneyline there plus 170. I am also eyeing Pedro Munoz moneyline over Kyler Phillips. Haven't gotten to the booth yet to place it, but Pedro, even though 37, he still looks pretty good, pretty durable, moves pretty quick for the age. And Kyler's a world beater in round 1, but he definitely slows down. So I think Pedro can win round 3. It's just a matter of how does round 2 play out? Because like I said, Kyler historically has gassed out, and he hasn't really faced someone that will give him issues in the leg kicks. So like I said, yeah, for the prelims, guys, I've already bet Michelle Pereira, eyeing Caitlin Chookagian as a dog, and then eyeing Pedro Munoz as a dog. All right, guys, on to the main card here. First fight up is Peter Yan and Song Yadong. So I just want to say, guys, like I'm backing Yan here. And it's not that I don't think Song Yadong is like a good fighter. I've backed him in a few spots. I just want to start with like this whole first round narrative is a bit overblown. I've seen a lot of people discuss it this week where, Yan historically in some 5-round fights has came out slow. It's actually the reason why he probably lost the Aljo fight. That round ended up mattering a lot in that rematch. But my question is Song Yadong the kind of guy that pushes a pace in first round? Because if not, that's really not relevant here. And when you look, man, Song Yadong does not push a pace in first round, unless he's hurting you, which we haven't seen in a couple fights. But no, man, Chris Gutierrez outstrikes Song Yadong round 1, outlands him. Ricky Simone outlands Song Yadong round 1. Corey Sandhagen outlands Song Yadong round 1. Kyler Phillips outlanded him in round 1. Even Marlon Vera, the slowest starter, historically has lost pretty much every round 1 in his UFC career, still outlanded Song Yadong at distance in round 1. So I get that Yan definitely, in his 5-round fights, has started slow. He didn't in the O'Malley fight, in a 3-rounder, and he certainly didn't in the Silva D'Andrade fight in a 3-rounder either. But I don't think Song Yadong is the kind of guy to push like some absurd pace in round 1 to really, cover that narrative here. So overall, guys, I think they're both really good boxers. Like Song Yadong is going to be the younger, more athletic, more explosive fighter here. Good body work, good hooks. He's definitely worked on his game a ton. He used to be defensively, like the wrestling wasn't great, but even now his offensive wrestling looks pretty good. His get-ups are good, and his overall kicks have been better. I've seen him in his last 2 fights. He's used a lot more of the calf kicks. So he's young, making improvements in his game, but this is definitely, like, outside of Corey is a pretty big step up. So on the Jan side, guys, like, in this fight, if they sit in the pocket and, like, trade, yeah, Song Yadong is going to have, like, better power, and, you know, he's really explosive, but I don't think Jan gives him that fight. Jan is going to be the much better kickboxer here overall. He has a ton of good teeps up the middle, front kick up the middle, which I gave Yadong Song a lot of issues in that Gutierrez fight. There's a couple times where his guard just gets split with either a jab or just kicks up the middle, man. Really, not saying he doesn't defend him well, but there's definitely openings there. And I think Jan, you know, he can fight off the front foot. He can fight off the back foot. He can switch stance. You know, he'll throw multiple kick combinations, like oblique kick into a body roundhouse from southpaw. Just a lot of creative stuff in his kickboxing. And it's like, you know, like I said, if they're standing in the pocket, sure, like Song Yadong is going to land some big shots. But I think Petr Yan's going to have the much better volume. He has a much better counter game. I mean, Song Yadong, like, there's no feints. He doesn't feint. He has been looking more technical, waiting for openings, and he just explodes. He just covers distance very quickly, gets into the pocket, and wings big shots. Jan's a lot more tactical, like setting up traps, finding openings, countering. Like even the one on Corey, so Corey Sandhagen throws a right hook to the body. And Jan counters it by throwing a left hook. And in a singular motion, he does 3 strikes. He throws a left hook into a back fist, into a left overhand, all one singular 360 motion, and drops Corey Sandhagen. Just like countering a body hook, does all that. I'm kind of like talking a lot here, but I really like Song Yadong. I backed him over Ricky Simone at plus 120 last April. And my question is if we didn't have Song Yadong versus Ricky, and we didn't have Petr Yan versus Merab, and they matched these two up a year ago, what would the line be? If they matched these two up last March, the line would probably be minus 250, minus 300 Yan. And you can debate that, but the truth is Yan was a minus 300 favorite over Sean O'Malley, a minus 300 favorite over Corey Sandhagen, a minus 400 favorite over Aljo, and then his last fight, he's a minus 250 favorite over Merab. And I know he's 1-4 in his last 5, 2 of them being close split decisions, which you can debate. But what you can't debate is, and no one's talking about this, Petr Yan was injured in the Merab fight. His multiple sources in his camp have confirmed it. Even Rafael Fiziev has talked about it. And if you watch the fight, you can tell he's compromised. Like, the very first kick, you can tell that lands, like, Yan immediately is limping around there. And fighting Merab, like, CEO of EPO, like, crazy physicality, crazy pace, in a 5-rounder on an injured leg, like, it wouldn't fare well for any fighter. So my point stands, like, if he is minus 250 over Merab, which I know he didn't cover, that line was obviously off, but that's what the market thought of him. And now he's pick'em with Song Yadong. I'm talking a lot here, guys. I have to back Petr Yan at this number. I do think that this can play out close, but overall, Petr Yan has way more paths. He can box with them if he really wants to, but I think he can work in the wrestling, kick him at range, have a distance fight, and Song Yadong has been outstruck at distance by the majority of fighters he faces, man. I like his game, but it's not as complex as like Petr Yan and as well-rounded. Give me the better MMA fighter here. I'll buy low on Petr Yan. Like, his back's against the wall, and it's now or never, and I think this is a good spot for him. So I played him at minus 110 there. Haven't played any props. It probably goes over 2.5, and it probably goes to decision, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. If these guys are sitting there trading in the pocket, I wouldn't be surprised if either finds a knockout. Next fight up is Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. I thought originally I was gonna like Gilbert Burns here. Veteran, the obvious grappling upside here. And then once I started taping it, it's tough. It's really tough to like Burns here. He has struggled with like boxers like this in the past. Like watch the Usman fight. A couple jabs land pretty big. He gets up pretty quick in that fight too. And you can't really say much about the Bilal fight. Obviously, Gilbert Burns like injured. He tore his shoulder in the first round, and you can't hold that against him. The performance, but at 37, coming off injuries, facing one of probably the number one, number two boxer at welterweight right now. It's concerning. It's concerning, and I know for JDM, it's a step up. Bezel Hafez like got him down and gave him issues there, but I don't think it's one where like I'm really gonna like overthink it, guys. Like, yeah, if Burns gets him down, the submission's live, but guys, I think JDM's gonna walk him down here in round one and knock him out. Like, I hate to say it, but I don't know at this point of Gilbert Burns' career where his durability is at. And it was awesome, watching him go to war with like Khamzat Chimaev and, still being active. He had a fight a couple months later after that, and he's been so active this past like 2-3 years. But yeah, at 37, man, like I said, my main thing here is just durability. So I did play JDM early. I played minus 135. I don't know about minus 175, Jack Della Maddalena. It's, like I said, it's a step up, and he's fighting a very capable grappler. But if this fight's standing, it's going to be bad for Gilbert, man. Like, I have a bad feeling he gets knocked out here. So, yeah, I played JDM moneyline, like I said, minus 135. If you're liking his side now, I mean, ITD was like plus 140. Not that he subs Gilbert Burns, but just play the ITD over the KO here. It's like 10 cents different. But yeah, guys, JDM moneyline is the pick there. Next fight up is Kevin Holland versus MVP. So it's a tough fight to break down. On one side, you have Kevin Holland, younger fighter, UFC tested. It's probably faced higher level competition, more experience, more time in the UFC cage. Like I said, like in terms of stylistics, that's where it gets hard. Is like both these guys are great at range. Michael Venom Page is probably the like cleaner like kickboxer of the two. I do like Kevin's output, his volume, and then obviously that added grappling that we likely won't see in this fight. I'm having a tough time with it. I'm biased towards Kevin Holland because like I am a big fan, so it's hard sometimes to remove the fact that I do want Kevin Holland just to perform well and get big knockouts and have funny like interviews. But this fight's tough because if Kevin Holland would make it dirty, get in the pocket, use his knees up the middle, like dirty boxing, just getting in close, I think it would be, very confident Holland. But at distance, this can be competitive, and it doesn't shock me if this is a split decision either way. So at minus 130, I don't have a pick. If this was pure pick'em, like minus 110, I slightly lean Holland for reason mentioned, like youth, probably better durability than Michael Venom Page at this point. We haven't seen MVP in about a year, a little bit longer than a year actually. And in that fight, it was like an immediate first kick to the leg, guy snapped his knee or something weird, man. It was funky injury. And so we don't really know where MVP is. We saw him in that BKFC fight with Mike Perry, but it's not MMA, and I don't know. I can't really look at that fight and put any weight into that. Yeah, I don't know where his durability is at 37. This is kind of strange that the UFC is bringing him along now. Why not 3 years ago? But hey, here we are, and it should be a fun fight. So my pick would be Kevin Holland, but it's nothing I would back confidently betting. All right, guys, next up we got Benoit Saint Denis versus Dustin Poirier. First off, we'll see if this fight actually happens. I'm not sure if you guys have probably seen the BSD staph infection. Looks pretty mean, and like it's. I thought originally when I first read about it, it was like weeks ago, but now it's pretty clear there. He's got a pretty serious staph infection, so we'll see how that, if they let him fight here, we'll see. But yeah, I bet Benoit Saint Denis, I want to say about 3 weeks ago at -147. I like Dustin a lot, and I think this is pretty binary fight. I mean, BSD has a decent grappling advantage, and the thing with Dustin too is we haven't seen him face that many grapplers, and the ones we have seen him now, they're elite. Khabib, Charles Oliveira, Chandler was able to wrestle him, control him a lot of that fight. Some pretty high level guys, but typically grapplers have had success with Dustin, especially later now in his career. But if it stays standing, yeah, Dustin can box BSD up for sure. Benoit Saint Denis definitely isn't the best defensively when it comes to striking, but it's not the reason I'm backing him here. The reason I played BSD at like -147, 150 was the grappling upside. It's tough because like my heart would love, I would love to see another Dustin war, big knockout, but I think BSD gets him down. Not saying he finishes him early. Dustin's tough, but as this fight goes on, I mean, Dustin's talking about retiring. He's been talking about retiring now, not just this fight. It's come up in other interviews before this fight, and I played Gaethje in, what was that, last August? I played Gaethje there +120, and I thought it was going to be a late knockout. I didn't think it would be so early, but I worry about Dustin's durability at this point. He's only 35, but he's been in so many wars. I don't know, and I'm willing to back the up-and-comer here with a massive grappling edge. Now, at -210-ish, it's tough. It's tough. I would say BSD probably inside the distance, but I'm happy with my money line position. On to the next fight, guys. We have the main event, Sean O'Malley and Marlon Vera. So these are both guys that I've been very profitable on. Marlon Vera is actually my most profitable fighter. I've cashed round 4, round 5 knockouts on him, big plus money, and I've cashed pretty big on some Marlon Vera live bets. Went 5 units live against Dominic Cruz, like +120, +150, right before the knockout. Got some good bets on the Rob Font one, and then we even played the Pedro Munoz one as well. So I've been pretty profitable on Marlon Vera. And then on the O'Malley side, another fighter that made a lot of money on Sean O'Malley, cashed really big this past summer on Aljo. I played Sean there at plus money, played the knockout as well. And then on Sean's way up, every fight outside of like Jan, I've been backing Sean. So 2 guys that I've been made a ton of money on, have good reads on. So about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I started my first, I got my first Sean bet in at -185. I have some like -200s from last week. And I was cool with that number. Like, I thought Sean maybe he's like 70% here, 65, 70, but he's going to have such a massive advantage early in this fight. He much better footwork, all the lateral movement, the in and out, the switch stance, the 1-2s, like the teeps up the middle, the head kicks. Like, Sean O'Malley early is going to land a ton of shots on Marlon Vera here. Like, it's going to be, he's going to double him up, possibly triple him up. Like, I mean it. Like, he's going to dance around, have much better footwork, find amazing angles, and land good shots on Marlon Vera. Now, Marlon Vera is very durable. We've never seen him knocked down. We've never seen him knocked out or submitted in a UFC fight or in his career. I don't think Sean's the first one to crack him. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, you never know. But likely it's going to play out early as Vera is going to get off a couple, okay shots, a couple leg kicks in the early rounds. But Sean, for the most part, is going to outland and have the much better shots. My worry about Sean at this current price tag, minus 300. There's been a little bit of buyback. I want to say like maybe 260, 270 now. But that means that Sean's 75% here. And without knowing what his cardio looks like in round 4 and 5, without having a major wrestling upside, it's hard to in a striking fight on the feet for 25 minutes to get to Sean minus 300 here. I like, and stylistically, I like this matchup for him, but I've made a lot of money on Marlon Vera late props, and I have to go back to the well here. It's pretty system play at this point. There is a cardio disparity here, and we know Marlon late is so dangerous in these fights. Like, he doesn't have much finishing upside early rounds, but 3, 4, 5, Marlon is dangerous. So like I said, I got Sean O'Malley early minus 200. Wouldn't bet this current line. It's just wide, man. It's really wide. But I am playing Marlon Vera round 3, round 4, and round 5. I know round 5 I got in a plus 4,000, plus 3,000 on 3, and then I want to say like got a plus 2,800 on round 4. But if you like Sean here, it's probably Sean decision. Unfortunately, I did not get on the FanDuel opener at plus 390 Sugar decision, which is ridiculous line. Right now, it's about plus 125. I'm not sure if I love that. But if you like Sean, that's probably how he wins it. Yeah, but overall, guys, like I said, Sean O'Malley money line early at like minus 200. And then I also have those Vera late props for about 0.3 units. So in total, guys, I got Michelle Pereira money line. I am debating bets on Pedro Munoz. And then I'm thinking about Chuk money line, about plus 170 there. I do have a bet on John Almeida money line, and I did play John Almeida round 1 KO plus 1,000. I know it's unlikely, but guys, I like John here. Piotr Jan money line, minus 110. I have Jack Della Maddalena money line at minus 135. I didn't play Kevin Holland. I probably won't get there. Like I said, Benoit Saint Denis at minus 147. But yeah, guys, pretty fun card. We have a ton of good fights. So best of luck this weekend. Let's make some money.